Missed out on breakfast? Fret not. It's never too late to grab a bite.
All right, if you had to ballpark, Ryan, how many group chats are you a part of right now on WhatsApp?
I would imagine about 20.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
I think I have like 30 or 40 maybe. Because there are family chats, then there's work chats, family minus one member, work chat minus boss,
Gosh,
group chat minus
permutations.
this. Yes, and it can get overwhelming real fast, right? So in a recent digital habits study, 60% of people say they feel overwhelmed by the number of texts, DMs, and notifications they receive daily. Are you part of that 60%?
Yeah, I can imagine because I've got some group chats that I archive right now, put it on mute, so I don't get disrupted in my course of the day, having to look at my phone, what's buzzing, So some group chats are just good for reference, like I need to catch up with some stuff, maybe it's not that important, so I don't need to look at it now and then. So you've got that. I suppose that's how I approach it.
Yes, we're definitely going to be talking about the importance of being able to mute some chats. But today on Breakfast Bites, we're talking about how to juggle all of those text threads without losing your mind. I came across a very interesting podcast about whether or not it is okay to not respond to messages right away. Because a lot of us feel the pressure and we feel bad when we accidentally ghost someone. Before we dive into the stats, what do you think? You think it's all right?
I think it's a case-by-case thing, right? Because sometimes people don't expect you to reply. It's just like a formality, like, hey, here's the stuff that you need to know. And some people also have different expectations. If you don't have a question mark, I'm not going to reply you. So it comes down to how you set those expectations.
Yes. All right. So let's kick off with some stats. Interestingly, another study showed that 90% of text messages are read within 3 minutes of being received, but only about 50% are responded to immediately. Is this okay? Etiquette experts have weighed in, and they bring us some good news. If you don't respond to every text immediately, you are not a bad person. It is totally fine, okay? Don't stress if you need a little time before replying. And just as important, don't take it personally if someone else doesn't get back to you right away either. That makes sense, right?
I suppose so. But what does immediately mean? Like in 10 seconds or 5 minutes?
I mean, this is just what I gather on my own from the article. But what I think is that you get a message and you feel the need to respond quite quickly versus I'll get back to it later. And before you know it, hours have passed and you haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, that's the
right?
thing. You might be in the middle of something like dinner or taking a shower or in a ball game. So it's not always possible.
Yeah, that's true. Interestingly, a slightly contradictory stat I saw, leaving someone on red was ranked on YouGov as a top 3 digital pet peeve. But nearly 70% admit they do it regularly, but it's usually unintentional.
Yeah, it's quite tricky now with WhatsApp because you can see how many people are online.
I hate that,
So you kind of tell someone's watching or reading your stuff.
Yeah. Because you know what? Life is hectic, right? So if your friend doesn't respond to your Insta reel that you sent, don't hold it against them, just like they shouldn't hold it against you.
Yep, to the point of how they might be doing something important or critical at that time, right? So they can't step away or reply to you straight away, so don't hold it against them.
Yes. Okay, here's another tip when it comes to text etiquette. Let's say you forgot to respond to a lunch invite like a month ago, and now you need to ask that friend for a favor, right? A little awkward. Awkward. Don't just jump into your big request, guys. You should start with a very light note, kind of acknowledging in a friendly way, like, oh my goodness, I realized I forgot to respond to you. I would still love to grab lunch, and then ease into the favor after you've reconnected. There is a bit of a game that you have to play, right?
It's the, I suppose you can call it a game, right? You need to make a small talk. You need to kind of lead up to your request. You can't just jump straight in. Otherwise, it's quite transactional.
Yes.
So you've got to build that rapport first.
Yeah. And if you're the one chasing people for a response, say you're trying to organize a group dinner, be direct. State what you need by when. Be like, hey, I'm making reservations on Tuesday. Let me know by tonight if you're in. If they don't reply, just move on. Seriously, no harm, no foul. If they were to respond later, you could always be like, hey, I already made the reservation. I'll try to squeeze you in.
I think everyone's got a friend like that, right? Those are slow to reply. So you need to know how to manage them. And in that sense, you should put a deadline or ultimatum. Like if you don't reply by tonight, it means you're not going.
Yes, that's a great point. Okay, so also don't forget you can mute chats like Ryan, archive old threads, or just leave a group quietly if it's no longer useful to you. A Microsoft Work Trends report found that 72% of employees say they use group chats to communicate, but 40% of them mute them regularly to avoid burnout. So the mute button is your friend and you should use it. So it's okay to step away for your own sanity. There you go. Some modern texting etiquette tips, a little kindness, a little patience, and a few polite nudges. That's really all you need.